Hi, Stacy. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Michelle, I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted, thank you for coming on and doing a testimonial. You had shared on Facebook that you had your C-reactive protein, which is a test that measures inflammation in your body, and you had remarkable results in what, less than 2 months of starting on ValAsta. So I just want to give you the platform so you can share with us your results.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Michelle. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. And I'm just really excited to share this information with anyone and everyone that is interested. And I share it sometimes even with people who don't, who may not be, but I feel like they need to be. So anyhow, yes, I went and had my CRP tested, and the reason behind that was in August I was diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer, and so I needed to, after researching everything on the planet ad nauseum, I landed on getting some ValAsta in my hands, and you were very kind to be supportive about what I needed to do, how much I needed to take, and I appreciate that. Um, so I began taking the ValAsta on September the 7th. And I went after watching Sam's videos and, talking about the CRP test being such a crucial, measuring tool, if you will. I thought, well, man, that's something I need to jump on really quickly and kind of see where we're starting with that. So I could have a baseline. And trying to get into a doctor and get a doctor to order a test for you and all of these things. And with all of the other doctors you're going to, it's easy for things to kind of slip by, or have a doctor just not even be agreeable to order certain tests for you sometimes. So fortunately, you guys had there on your website the resources that kind of gave me the nudge on where I needed to go and how to order that myself without being at the mercy of having to wait for a doctor to do that. And so I was very excited to find that. So from the encouragement of your website, I went to the request a test, and I just ordered the test there. It was easy as pie, and just went down to my local LabCorp facility, just a couple minutes away, got in, got out, and got my results the next day. So my initial CRP results, Michelle, I guess given the diagnosis, were not surprising. But it was on September the 16th when I had the test done and the results back. It was coming in at 7.46. Again, with of course that relative range being 0 to 3.0, as Sam so often talks about. So obviously that was alarming, but not surprising. According to your instructions, I began taking on the 6th. I began taking, or, I'm sorry, on the 7th of September, 6 pumps of ValAsta, because you were working me in up to my higher dose. And then I began taking 14 pumps shortly thereafter. And then I increased it to 18 pumps. And Michelle, I was like, well, I need to go get my CRP tested while I'm doing some other stuff, and let's see what's going on, right? It's been less than 2 months, right? So I might have been a little anxious to just kind of check on it and see if what I'm doing is helping. And man, was I ever blown away. So everything that you guys said this is designed to do, everything that you designed it to do, that Sam created it to do, absolutely 100% knocked it out of the park. So in less than 2 months, my reading came back on my CRP at 1.17.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
so can you imagine how just amazed I was
Yeah, that
by
is
that?
amazing. And how are you feeling as well? How are you feeling?
I have to tell you, I feel great. My energy, I feel like, has improved a bit. Um, So I feel great. I am out running around doing all the things I do. I'm, working my job, doing, getting ready actually around here to get people over, have people over for Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. I feel great. Um, and looking forward to continuing to take it so I can get some better sleep. I'm hoping, in the near future that'll also be a benefit. I'm sure it's right around the corner. So I could not be more excited. I could not be more thrilled. And I have to tell you, it's so rare anymore that we find a product that just actually does what it says it's going to do. And this was the most encouraging, one of the most encouraging bits of news I've received in a while.
Yeah, it is encouraging when you see the concrete lab results, in front of you. And for most people, I think it takes a little bit longer than 2 months actually to see the results,
Right.
cancer markers coming down. So we don't want to paint, we don't want to paint
Sure.
everybody in the same category as far as expectations, but yours are remarkable. And, as you know, when you bring down inflammation, you're lowering your risk of disease process as well. But when you have dying cancer cells, like with cancer, sometimes that cancer cell will release antigens and cellular debris, which can bring about temporarily more inflammation as it's cleaning up that debris. But in your case, it seems that doesn't seem to be the case. Either that, or you run through that process quickly, where your cancer cells have released debris and you're already doing the cleanup process and your inflammation's coming down. So that's
Well, I sure hope that's what's going on inside there. If I could just get a little microscope and look in there and see what's happening. But it sounds, whatever it is, it's positive, right? I will say this in regard to that. I also have, modified my eating habits, my diet, and I imagine that has certainly helped the process along. Given it maybe a more encouraging environment to do what the ValAsta is designed to do. So I've cut out, sugars, and, and white flour, that type of thing. I've just kind of cut that out. And so that's probably helped to create a terrain that's more susceptible to letting the ValAsta do what it was designed to do.
I agree. You're helping the process, that's for sure. And maybe that's why your results are so quick and so remarkable. But I'm really looking forward to you being consistent on it and following up with us and letting us know how you're doing down the road. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely will. And can I say something about this?
Sure.
You didn't ask about it. But it's the ValAsta topical.
The salve.
So I have been applying that to the tumor itself. The tumor is very palpable at the surface here, and it's quite large. And so I have been applying. Well, I hope I didn't spill on the floor. It looked like a murder scene in here. But I have been applying that topically now for a little over a month. And I had to go without it for a few days because I was out of town visiting family, and I sleep with it on, and I just didn't want to ruin their sheets, and I didn't feel like bringing a set of my own sheets to their house. And I noticed when I'm using that ValAsta, I do believe it's helped reduce any of the external symptoms I'm having on it, some itching, some a little burning, things of that nature that are obvious on the skin surface. Because the few days of not using it while I was there, I noticed the itching kind of coming back a little bit, and some irritation. And so as soon as I got home, I promptly, slathered myself in it. And so I do want to say that the itching and stuff has subsided again. And so I do feel like that's helping topically as well.
Yeah. Well, good. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing your testimony, and we look forward to hearing your progress down the road. Thank you. Thanks so much,
Michelle.
Stacy.
Look forward to updating you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.